Hey there, today we're going to discuss string inputancy, so let's get started. Let me maximize this, and as you can see, I have this file created, ex51 underscore string input.c, and have also added this statements or code ahead of time. So programs are often interactive, asking the user for input to retrieve a line of text or something from the user. C provides the scanf, gets, and the fgets functions. So as you can see on line 8, on this line, I've used the scanf function to retrieve a line of text or other strings from C. So in this case, I have used the S for strings and the decimal for the age. So as you can see, I have used scanf. So scanf is used to read input according to the format specifier. So the format specifiers that I have used is the S and the D, S for the string and D for the decimal. So declared a character array, character variable, and then age, print, enter your first name and the age, and then get those information, save it on this variables, and then print it back to the screen. So let's go ahead and run this, compile and run. So enter your first name, let's just say Bob, age 26. Hi Bob, your age is 26, which is correct. So when scanf is used to read a string, there's no need for you to use the AND, this operator's AND address or the address operator for the string, since this is already a string, to access the variable address, because an array name acts as a pointer. So this is already a pointer, it's already acting as a pointer, so there's no need for you to put the address operator before the name or before the variable. Scanf stops reading input when it reaches a space to read a string. To read a string with spaces, use the gets function. It reads input until terminating a new line is reached or the key or the enter key is pressed. So to apply this in our program, let me just comment this out or just delete it. So let me type this in real quick. So in here, in this example, I use a scanf. We know how to use a scanf. This time I've used the gets function. Gets function, it will going to read input until terminating a new line is reached or the enter key is pressed. So let's go ahead and run this. And so what I mean is that when you enter your full name, so let's just say Bob Duran, and then we press the enter key, and that will end the program. So that's how to use the gets function. So again, to read a string with spaces, you need to use the gets function. It reads input until a terminating new line is reached or the enter key is pressed. It will terminate the program once you press the enter key. So next, is the fgets. A safer alternative to gets is the fgets function, which reads up to a specified number of characters, and this approach helps prevent a buffer overflow, which happens when the string array isn't big enough for the typed text. And to show you how this is done, I'm going to let's just leave some of these example and let me just modify this. So fgets function, and then the full name, and then 50 for the size, and then the library. So let's go ahead and run this real quick. Compile and run. Enter full name, Bob Duran. Hi, Bob Duran. It is correct. So the fgets functions are the string name, the number of characters to read, and a pointer to where you want to read the string from, which is the stdin or standard input. Which means to read from the standard input, which is the keyboard. Another difference between gets and fgets function is that the new line character is stored by fgets, so there's no need for us to add this, because if you notice, let's just type any random numbers, letters, I'm sorry. So the point or the period is on the next line, since it's already have the period, I mean the new line. So we can delete down the period and then compile and run. And as you can see, let me just type it real quick. So just delete the new line and put back the period. Bob Duran. So just a quick note that fgets reads only n1 characters from stdin or standard input, because there must be room for the new line or for the null character or the 0. And also my recommendation is that you need to avoid, we highly discourage the use of getS function because of the buffer overflow concerns. So we recommend you using this type of code, the fgets, since you can put in the size and then the method, which is the keyboard. So that's it for this lesson, and before we wrap up, let's test your knowledge. I have here on this tab, I want you to fill in the blanks to read a string from the input using the scanf function. So as you can see, there's a lot of missing piece of information in here that needs to be filled in. If you know the answer, please put it in the comment section below. Thank you.